Hello physios, get back to my channel SPN Sneha Physio Notes. Today we learn orthosis part 2 with some detailed orthosis. There are some cervical orthosis surround only the cervical spine. They are the least restrictive, providing some partial range of motion and include both soft and hard collars. It means the patient can offer it might be a soft collar or hard collar. They are made up of foam, plastic and surround the neck from lower jaw to the back of occiput. It can used in restriction of neck flexion and extension up to the limit, some extent. And some types there are cervical orthosis used in conditions like crush injuries of cervical spine, hyperextension injuries, and when you are having whiplash injuries. Whiplash injuries are nothing but when it occurs to the person's neck following a sudden acceleration and deacceleration forces that causes unrestrained rapid forward and backward movement of the head and neck. Mostly it commonly from motor vehicle accidents, and it can also have some degenerative diseases of spine like spondylolisthesis, spinal osteoarthritis, herniated disc, scoliosis. It can also have sprains like tearing of your ligaments, strains of neck like your tearing of your muscles, and the uses or reduce stress on damaged tissues, and it can retain body heat when it can enhances the circulation, and it also has immobilization relieves pain. Now we are going to the next, head cervical orthosis. It incorporates both head and cervical spine into the device. It can provide support and movement. We have 4 posterior cervical orthosis, padded mandibular and occipital supports attached to the both anterior and posterior plates, and it restricts the flexion, extension, rotation and lateral bending. This is your 4 posterior cervical orthosis which limits your flexion, extension, rotations and lateral bending. There is a Minerva jacket which is applied to the head and trunk, and it provides the limitations to all directions. Next we have head cervical thoracic orthosis, hollow orthosis. The cervical spine, it can be stabilized by the external fixation of skull with reference to the chest. There are 3 major components: rings, pins and plastic twist. Coming to the rings, we can adjust to the various traction for the flexion or extension. Pins can penetrate to the skin and treated to fix the hollow ring. We have here aluminium turnbuckles for the connecting to the jacket. It is used in conditions when we are having paralysis. It might be with or without fracture of cervical spine and any cervical dislocation. This is your hollow orthosis. It is to the limit to the trunk and lower thoracic. So my breast of your sterno-occipito-mandibular immobilization. It also has some 3 parts where chin up, adjustable bar and occipital from which the strap can arise, and it restricts the flexion, extension, lateral bending and with rotations. It is used in conditions like fracture of cervical or non-operative and post-operative of your spine. Thoracic lumbar sacral orthosis. We have here Jewett orthosis. This is an anterior hyperextension orthosis which has anterior rectangular frame which exerts pressure over the pubis and upper thorax. Here we have 3 showing that the anterior pads place pressure over the sternum part and pubic symphysis. The posterior pads which is places opposing to the pressure in the mid-thoracic region, and the posterior pad keeps the spine in the extended position. This is called? Next, it is used in the conditions like any vertebral compression fracture, your IVDP and non-operative and post-operative immobilization of spine. and it uses like flexion, extension, lateral flexion of thoracic spine or restricted. Next we have Milwaukee brace, and it's most important the brace. It can be asked in Viva what purpose it can be used. Then simply say gone. It can be used for the conditions of when you're having for scoliosis and kyphoscoliosis. Majorly it is used for the children. It consists of prefabricated plastic pelvic girdle that serves the foundation for a pelvis. It consists of anterior throat pad and two occipital pads, which is used for the support. For lateral pads, it can also hold lateral curves, but it does not correct them. So, it can be used for conditions of scoliosis and kyphoscoliosis. Next, Milwaukee brace. Next comes the lumbosacral orthosis. It has come night brace. It is a short spinal brace consisting of your pelvic band and some thoracic band, which is made up of your metal. And we have next Boston brace, which can be treatment for scoliosis too. It can made up of semi-rigid plastic and supports the lower trunk. And it can be used in conditions like when you're having low back pain, spondylolisthesis. Spondylolisthesis is nothing but there is slippage of one vertebra beneath, and it can you have IVD diseases. Next we are having sacral orthosis. These are your least restrictive spinal orthosis. You can have control of pelvis, has a supportive base for rest of the spinal column. It can use of your healing pelvic fractures and relieving of your sacroiliac joint pain. When you are having hip, knee, ankle, foot orthosis, it is an extension of knee, ankle, foot orthosis, which can allows your hip extension and flexion. And it can provide posture and balance during standing and controlled forward leg swing. It is difficult to wear and also to remove, and it permits only the limited step length. Step length is nothing but distance in feet by number of steps. Distance in feet, for example, we take in distance in feet in 20 by number of steps is 16. If we calculate 20 by 16, we get 1.25 feet. It is your step length, and it can be increased in lumbar spine movement to compensate for the hip motion. And this is your hip, knee, ankle, foot orthosis for the tendency to varus or valgus the ankle, and it can control the hip muscles. When coming to the knee, ankle, foot orthosis, it can provide the stability, and the components are it can proximal, you are having a proximal calf band with some support and having surrounded by leather straps, and you are having medial and lateral bars which can use for support to the medial and lateral ankle joints, and it has some movements of plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. It can used for the indications of your muscle weakness, your UML lesions and loss of structural integrity, your genu valgum or varus, any load bearing. Next, ankle foot orthosis. It is a boot to which an ankle joint is like it is a fixed through the metal uprights. It can ascending up to the calf region, and it can indications when you're having muscle weakness. It can affect the ankle and subtalar joints, and you can having the correction of any deformities and limit weight bearing. Thanks for watching, and it is the most important of your orthosis, and it is also a major basic component. Thank you.